Hey everybody, welcome to our podcast. This is Adrian Passion, and I once again have my friend Steven here.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm from Steezy Films, from my own YouTube channel, and it's back again with another podcast from E3 when I last did this.
Right. Yeah, let's just call a spade a spade. It's a podcast. We've been calling it a discussion or whatever, but it's a podcast, and we're gonna be we're gonna be discussing the Gamescom trailers and all the gameplay we've seen from this week.
Because I just tried to watch as soon as you said, keep you doing in the discussion. Yeah, I'll try and watch a few trailers and whatnot. But I've seen some because I was subscribed to certain YouTubers that did some coverage and stuff like that, and I just watched whatever that I did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing it with you.
Yeah, I was just expecting nothing. I mean, after I heard that Microsoft was not going to do a conference, I thought there's not going to be anything. And then I heard of this Sea of Thieves stream, and then I saw a Mafia trailer popping up, and then some Titanfall 2, and then there's going to be a tech test for Titanfall 2 this weekend, and I holy shit, there's a lot. Microsoft basically showed off every game they got coming from Recore all the way to throughout the spring of next year, and then we got all the third parties and stuff. I mean, but once again though, we don't have Sony or Nintendo making any presence. I guess Sony is gonna be more present at Paris Games Week, I think, and Nintendo is going to do some sort of NX reveal next September, I think. So they're not there, but Microsoft was very present. I was very pleased by all the stuff that they had to show. Do you have any takeaways, any favorite trailers or anything?
Well, I have seen some trailers and whatnot, because I'm not big on trailers, so to say. Then again, I do read up stuff on what people have been saying about the upcoming games and all that. Even I would prefer a conference than it is just trailers and whatnot. Even though when they did skip doing a conference this year...
Then you don't need to see all the awkwardness,
Sorry.
No need to see all the rage racers and all this stuff. So, I mean, yeah it's fine. Do you have a favorite or a game or just a gameplay thing, or just what are you most excited for? I guess that's
I did see some coverage because a YouTuber did some coverage on Sea of Thieves. I didn't watch much of the trailer. See some gameplay. It looks interesting, but it's mostly the build from E3. Basically, certain parts were not added. It's just the same build from E3, and they're basically just going around get drunk and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious. People getting drunk. You can drink in the game, and then your walking abilities start to get reduced, so you start to fall off the bridge, because you have to after you're done drinking, you have to walk on a bridge to get into the ship. And I saw everybody. There was always at least 2 people falling into the water before they got into the ship, so that was hilarious.
But yeah, like I said, it's basically the same build, but it's basically a friendly build for basically showing off what the friendly capabilities you can do. But they will add, what I've heard, they will add weapons and whatnot to the game once a better build comes out, which I've heard of.
Yeah, it's in the game, of course. I mean, I think we saw that in the first build of Sea of Thieves from Rare, and I think there's going to be a lot more to the game, but obviously I think this is where the game's going to shine, because in co-op like this, I haven't seen a game that has quite this kind of co-op, because everybody is in it together. If the ship sinks, you're all fucked. So it's it's not like any kind of other game like The Division, or I know you're a big fan of Destiny. We'll probably get a little more into that later, but I think Sea of Thieves just looks like one of those games where you'll all really be in it together, because you can't just be a hero on your own. You have to work together. You have to manage the sails and the cannons just at the right timing, and you can do things like power, like a kind of handbrake. You saw them doing that, the handbrake with with Anchor.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I watched a certain YouTuber and did a different, gameplay coverage, but he did mention about the whole doing a hand turn thing using the anchor and all that.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount of cooperation required to do that. I'm not sure how many people are going to be able to do that in a real situation, but that's why it'll be cool to have you'll need someone who's good at the game, who can be a bit of a boss. But I like the fact that everybody can kind of assume their own roles. You're not a certain class. You're not like a cannon class who only shoots with the cannon, or a sailor class or a sail class who only uses the sail. You can you have to switch around, especially if you're a small crew. You have to somebody has to go down and patch the boat when water starts flowing in, and I think it can be a very stressful thing, and I think that just looks phenomenal in my opinion.
Yeah, because it really, say in normal games, I chose this class because it's a certain weapon or a certain ability to use. Right. But no, you can actually change the different roles to be able to control your ship and all that. Which I understand what you're trying to say. But
right. Somebody has to take the wheel. Now I'm taking the wheel. I'm gonna go down and patch the boat. Oh, now I'm gonna go to the cannon. And when somebody is approaching, everybody has to rush over to the cannons, just grab something and just start shooting. It's crazy. I like it. My only concern is just when will we see more from the game? When you actually get in land, what are you gonna do then? Will there be treasure to find? Will there be quests? And will there be a proper structure to the game? That's probably the one thing that worries me a bit. That we're gonna run into the No Man's Sky thing, where it's you can do anything, and there is 8,000 quintillion islands to discover, but there's nothing to actually do. So because I like there to be some actual structure to it, but I think when the time is right, we will see more of that. And I think it's the co-op part of it that just makes it really exciting. And once again, like I said from E3, I like that it's not a traditional, typical MMORPG, where you just, getting shoulder pads and, upgrading, grinding for a week to get a nice shiny armor, So
I understand what you mean, playing, say, Destiny in general.
Right, Destiny.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, but you've been playing that for 2 years. You got the best armor and the best weapons and everything, right?
Well, yeah, I do collect certain armors I do like, but there's better people that got better armors from raids and special events and stuff like that. I've got some stuff from some special events, but that's a Destiny thing in general. But I enjoy collecting certain armors and certain things I like playing in Destiny.
Right. We could actually move on to Destiny because I saw a little bit of footage from the Rise of Iron expansion, and you kind of know my take on Destiny. I never play Destiny at all. I just have a quick question to you, actually.
Yeah, sure.
It does not have anything to do with the trailer, so this might be a little off topic. But I'm just wondering, as a person who got slightly interested in the Rise of Iron trailer, and as a person who would like to pick up the collection that's coming out this fall, is there any chance for me to be able to, for example, play with you, who's been playing the game for 2 years, and I have to start all over again? Is there any or just start from the beginning? Is there any way that I can level myself up to even be manageable to play with you?
I understand what you're coming at, because there are offers at the time when the Taken King DLC came out, expansion pack, whatever, but there was options for players to be able to rank up to level 25 instantly, but I think it's mainly for for yourself, really, than it is sharing this thing with another person. But there are microtransactions that actually...
Right, you have to pay for that.
Yeah, but I'm guessing when you play with someone, I didn't know if it's a take on Borderlands where you play it with someone that's a higher level and grind that way, but I don't think it's that way though, because I haven't played it with much people, you see. But I enjoy playing it, and it is kind of grinding, so to say, but once you get up to level 40, then there's a different level, which is the light level, which is a totally different aspect, but it doesn't take that long to get up to level 40 regardless. But regardless, it's a great aspect, other than the microtransaction, as it is to get up to that high level, which is basically level 25. But once you get up to them certain levels, you can access most things in the game, but it will take a while though, let alone microtransactions as it is. But I'm not so sure if that they'll make an offer for the Rise of Iron DLC for let players to get up to a certain level, let alone the microtransaction thing as it is. Like I said, with the Taken King DLC, where they offered players to get up to level 25.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a hard thing if I'm gonna jump into it. I'm not even sure if I will. It's almost like one of those games where you kind of have to be there from the beginning, or you'll be left in the dust. So we'll have to see. I mean, I've always kind of said, like, if they ever make a Destiny 2, I'll be right there when that comes out. If everybody has to start over, then that's a great thing. And if the game, like, is really great from the beginning. It was just that when the first, like, Destiny originally came out, it was all the vanilla Destiny. It was, I heard there was just barely any content. Now I heard it's gotten so much better. But I guess it's hard to jump into at this point. So I don't know what's gonna happen to that. But anyways, there was also a Yooka-Laylee. Have you seen any of the Yooka-Laylee gameplay from Gamescom? You didn't?
No, but I showed you something that I shared before Gamescom, but that's a different story in general. But no, I haven't seen much stuff about Yooka-Laylee. But go on.
Right, yeah. So I'm pretty excited for this spring because, this is going to be the big, return of Rare. You're going to have the actual Rare company, may come out with the new Sea of Thieves game, which is basically their first real, controller-based game since Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts from 2008. So that's quite a while, and then we're also gonna have this other indie studio, from based off a lot of older developers making this new Yooka-Laylee game. So I'm very excited for that. I mean, Yooka-Laylee is not exactly the game that I wanted, that I've been asking for years, because it isn't really, the name isn't really there. It's not really a Banjo game, but when I get over that, it looks pretty damn good. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I think it's a nostalgic part of me says I'm really gonna be excited for this game, but another more rational part of me says that the game is just going to be very much the same and going to feel like a carbon copy of Yooka-Laylee, and it could end up in a carbon copy of Banjo-Kazooie. It could end up in the same boat as something like Mighty Number 9. Yet still, I'm pretty excited for it.
I understand what you're trying to say. Mighty Number 9 as it is a mix and feeling, since it's got loads of money since its Kickstarter, and it's gone a bit downfall since its launch, and the delay after delay after delay. But I can understand where you're coming at.
Yeah. The problem is, you're not going to be able to satisfy everyone. Either you're going to find the game too similar to the originals, or you're going to find it too different from the originals. Either way, you're kind of screwed. The case with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was actually a pretty good game, but it was way too different from the original Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. In fact, Nuts and Bolts, even though that was a pretty fun game, that probably has the least to do with its source material of any game ever made. Banjo-Kazooie has been very close in my heart for many years. I've been preaching how Banjo-Kazooie pretty much is my favorite franchise of all time, and I'm very excited to see what the new Yooka-Laylee game is going to bring. I'm just, for some reason, I'm not quite getting the hook yet. It's only the nostalgic part of me that's getting me really excited, but I need to kind of know what's going to be new about it, because I don't just want yet another Banjo game that just without the Banjo name. But from what I've seen so far, I'm very pleased though. But we should probably jump on to something else, because honestly, you don't give a shit about Banjo, even though you should play Banjo.
I know, even though I never got around to getting it on XBLA at the time on the 360 days later. I never originally played it on the Nintendo 64 days.
They're great, they're phenomenal.
I know.
Amazing games.
I played different sorts of games in the Nintendo 64 era, but I should really get into it, Lil, and I do have it properly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Banjo-Kazooie, I can beat Banjo-Kazooie in a day. I mean, it's not very long. If you know what to do.
I was going to also say, I've also got, I have properly now a Rare replay, but the only first played Banjo-Kazooie game that I played was Nuts and Bolts, but I really should play the original and whatnot.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, anyways, did you see anything from Gears of War 4?
Mostly the debut trailer, which was a 10-minute trailer, and I saw at the end of it, it's most of the E3 parts at the end, if you ever saw that, where
they showed that again. Yeah, right, they showed that part again. Now, that's very cool when you have a trailer that actually shows something that's been shown earlier, an E3 earlier, not because it's lazy, not because you're lacking content, but I think it's just cool to see how far it's come. Like, you can tell that the graphics have clearly gotten a lot better since that E3 demo we saw a year ago. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I noticed that the details are a bit more better because it's not saying a bit more colourful, but I mean it's a bit more brighter, so to say, if you know what I mean. I noticed that as soon as I looked at the trailer, well, not saying trailer, the gameplay 10-minute trailer.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think this game is really going to be a big graphical showcase. It's going to be looking even better on the Slim, which sadly, I'm probably not going to be picking up, but for anyone who doesn't have an Xbox One at this point, who just wants to casually get into Xbox, I think the Xbox One Slim is a great way to get in, and then you get to play this game in gorgeous HDR and upscale to 4K and some shit. It's gonna look friggin' gorgeous. But other than that, you're mostly gonna be spending your time in the multiplayer, right?
Yes, I would be, because I'm not saying I don't mind single-player campaign. It's just that since I got my Xbox 360 back in them days, I just slowly, gradually interested in multiplayer games, you see, and I play countless multiplayer games, right, good and bad, you see, but I'll mostly be playing the multiplayer for Gears of War. But it's
hard, though.
Yeah.
Damn hard.
Yeah, well, and Nash's in general.
Yeah, it's a Nasher simulator. That's basically they should call it Nasher Simulator 2016, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah, the multiplayer standpoint.
Yeah, but the campaign looks phenomenal, though. I mean, yeah. I'm really excited for it. I know we're kind of different on this one.
I know, but I played most of the campaign in the Gears franchise, and I do enjoy them in most parts and playing whatever I can, but it's just I just enjoy multiplayer type games and story campaign games in general.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not that the multiplayer is bad in Gears of War. The controls are definitely set up for it. Like, I could compare it to, for example, like the Uncharted multiplayer. Uncharted is not a game that's very well set up for multiplayer because the controls are very smooth and kind of sluggish, whereas in Gears of War it's very tight. You press a button and something happens instantly, and fast reactions are very important in multiplayer games. That's kind of why it's very appropriate for multiplayer. Only problem is if you're not good at it, you're gonna get wrecked.
Indeed.
So, that's the thing.
Nashers in general.
Yeah, better get used to those Nashers. It's crazy. But yeah,
I was going to say it's a traditional thing in the Gears games, even though you just jumped in from Gears of War Ultimate Edition and tried out the Gears franchise from that level and the free...
yeah, I'm very new to Gears of War, so yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but at least you got a chance to try out the Gears franchise with the free offer that they did for the Gears Ultimate Edition and try out all the games that way.
Yeah, I enjoy them, though. They're all good, except Judgment. That's a piece of trash. But I think we can put that behind ourselves.
We had this discussion in next Xbox Live, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Anyways, any more trailer? You did not see Mafia.
No, sorry. It didn't caught my eye, but I know my friend who's interested in it, but I didn't see not much interest into it, even though I do have a copy of Mafia 2 through Games with Gold, but I haven't played that yet, sadly.
Right. I'm excited for it, but that's just because of the word of mouth. I don't really know anything about it. I've seen some footage, and the more footage I see, I just keep thinking it's GTA in GTA in the 60s, which I know is not really the case. I know it's different, but it's hard to really tell from what I've seen. And there is some gameplay that I haven't seen yet. I only saw the trailer, so yeah, I haven't done my homework there. So we're gonna have to skip along.
But I just want to make a point. I did see some gameplay from someone that I subscribed to, but like I said, didn't catch on for me, sadly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we really haven't done our homework. We were not there. We did not play anything. I mean, guys, you can listen to a lot of other different podcasts that from people who have actually played the games, who have actually been there and done things, and we're just sitting here. We haven't played anything. We haven't. We barely seen anything. So yeah, we really should have done our homework. But anyways, now what was the game I was going to talk? Oh, I wanted to point out this this game I saw. I'm not sure if you've even heard of it. There's this game called Surge. The Surge. Which actually is a AAA new IP, which is very interesting because We don't get a lot of that this gen, but I watched the footage, and apparently it's like Dark Souls, only in sci-fi.
No, I didn't see that there, but do go on. Seem interested.
Yeah, so you play as this guy in this, I'm not sure, sort of like a post-apocalyptic world, or it was sort of like a scrapyard or something. You had this big armor, and you could like go around killing these robotish guys and upgrade your stuff. It was just like Dark Souls, only with robots. So I mean, I guess that's cool for someone. I'm not too much into Dark Souls. It was just cool to see like a AAA new IP, because we're not getting a whole lot of that this gen. But anyways, I mean, speaking of AAA new IP, there's ReCore coming out this in just a few weeks. I'm very excited for that one. We got a new trailer for that. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I did see the gameplay trailer, even though that I played some Metroid and Mega Man games, but it'll be something interesting to get, Lily. It'll be £30, which is a good price range for a really good title like that to be able to hit the market, and I'll be picking up, Lily, and I'll be getting it cheaper, Lily. It's £28 in Tesco's for a physical copy, and I could get a few pounds off with my vouchers that I have. But anyways, I'm looking forward to getting that game, regardless of how cheap it is.
And it's cheap. Right, yeah, I know. I found it very odd, though, that in the trailer they actually quoted a GameSpot quote or a review or something, saying that this is the definitive like follow-up to Mega Man that you've been waiting for. And I found that to be a very odd quote, that somebody actually compared it to Mega Man, because I thought it would make more sense to say it's the follow-up to Metroid. Because when people think Mega Man, they're usually thinking it's a side-scroller. I guess you could argue maybe Mega Man Legends, but even though Mega Man in general is probably slightly bigger franchise than Metroid, I think Metroid Prime is slightly bigger than like Mega Man Legends. I don't know. It was just a kind of odd thing. I think they really should put more emphasis on the Metroid part of it. Seeing how it is the 30th anniversary of Metroid, and Nintendo's coming out with a piece of shit called what was it? Metroid Federation Force. Actually, that game looks alright. The game's coming out next Friday. It looks alright.
Yeah, I played the Ball Blast thing that was available, which is, I guess, this free-to-play game or whatever. I played it on my 3DS when it was launched at the time. And
there was a demo for that.
Well, it's not saying it was a demo. It's some kind of free-to-play thing. I don't know, but it's a playable game, and basically it's just Rocket League mixed with Titanfall.
Oh, you had to go there. It's like Rocket League, only sci-fi.
With Titans, you see, because you have to use mechs and all that. But it was an interesting game in general. But I can see the concept how that will implement.
Right, yeah. Even Overwatch is doing its own version of Rocket League now.
Yeah, I know what you mean with that
really
tile
weird.
update. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, Metroid Prime Federation Force, it looks alright, but compared to ReCore, ReCore. I mean, I have a lot more faith in ReCore. I mean, that does look like an actual Metroidvania game. So I'm definitely gonna be picking that one up, even though we don't know enough about it. But I think we're really in for a big hit with that one.
Yeah, even though that I don't play much of the Metroid or Mega Man games, I'll still pick it up because it is a really good price in case you're looking for a really cool adventure game.
Yeah,
I guess.
Exactly. You always you always got to consider the price. I mean, that game has a lot. Like, people think it's cheap because it's an indie game, but indies usually are cheap because there's a lot of newcomers, a lot of people who have never made a game before, and that's why it's not a big name or anything. But the case with what was it called again? Yeah, ReCore. ReCore has talent behind it. It's got developers from Mega Man and Metroid, and it's got a writer from Halo. There's a lot of talent behind that game. So the fact that they're actually pricing just $30 or £30 for that game, that's crazy to me.
Understandable, let alone at first when I was looking on the sites physical copy on the like supermarkets and all that, it was going for like the usual price of £40 to £50, but no, they just dropped down in price to match it up with the digital copy for £30. You can buy both Xbox Live and physically for £30.
Right, like put this into perspective. This game has like Mega Man developers, Metroid developers, Halo developers, and it's $30. No Man's Sky, that game had a no-name team, and they made it $60. They made Joe Danger, like they went from that to making No Man's Sky. I mean, man, we probably shouldn't be talking about No Man's Sky, but that game, the way that Sony pushed that game.
Understandable.
Oh man,
we could talk about an hour about that.
We could
talk. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Come on, but no, come on. I mean, they like managed to hype this up. They saw the hype was building up slowly, like from that VGA or VGX or something like years ago, and Sony saw the dollar signs, like they could charge $60 for this, and it came out. It's a broken mess. It's a piece of crap. I know you've been doing your like papercraft thing, and that one was the paper thing you did. That was really nice and all.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I have simply not heard anyone who has come out and said it's a great game. Just people say, oh, it's all right, but it's just not worth it. A big friend of mine who's like a big PlayStation fan, he always gets extra excited when there's a big PlayStation exclusive coming out. He was super excited for the game, and after 2 days of playing it, he said, it's alright. It probably should have been cheaper.
Yeah, same. Even though, like you said, because of the $60 and price tag on it, it's ridiculous. It's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's atrocious.
I'm
so glad I didn't pick it up now, but I think I will pick it up eventually though.
Yeah,
cheaper.
I was gonna say, when I picked up my copy, I was originally going to get it in a different place, but I got it in a different alternative place because I was doing I got some offers there, and I got it a bit cheaper, let alone the £50 price tag it is in the UK.
Yeah, and it might sound a little hypocritical when I say I'm going to buy the game. I will buy the game when it's like super cheap, like ridiculously cheap, or I'll borrow it from someone, I guess. But I want to try it because of all the hype, because I like to play games that have been controversial, that have been talked about a lot, so I can kind of join the No Man's Sky conversation if that ever shows up in my life. But
yeah, I know.
I don't. It doesn't. It looks alright. It looks okay from what I've seen, but just not worth the price. Anyways, yeah, but let's just move on from No Man's Sky. I know it's probably exciting, yada yada. What do you want to move on to? Do you want to discuss Titanfall 2?
Yeah, so we could discuss about that.
Yeah, because I didn't see the EA conference thing because I had some internet issues. I would really like to see that again. Like I said, I really haven't done my homework. I've just seen a few videos. I didn't even see that. But I mean, I guess we're better off without all the awkwardness. Even though I mean, Ubisoft are really the ones known for being the most awkward. But yeah, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say that. Let alone, I do follow Battlefield on Twitter, and they've been posting like loads of stuff. Let alone their bit of the conference, I guess, about Battlefield 1. But anyways, about Titanfall 2, just like seeing some things about Titanfall 2. Let alone the beta. It will be available at some point later on today to preload, and it'll be available tomorrow. Right.
Okay, you can preload today, and then you can play it tomorrow. I see. Yeah, it'll be a pretty long tech test, though. I think it was like for 6 days or something, so you got plenty of time to try the game out, and you'll probably get bored by then.
But it'll be nice to try it out, though, even though that October, regardless, will be jam-packed with games like Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 in general. Yeah,
too many games, too many shooters, too much in general. I'm gonna have to, there's this old saying called "kill your darlings." I'm gonna have to skip some of these games, even though I want to buy them all. But yeah, with Titanfall though, I have played it a little bit with you. I've been playing it a little bit here and there, and it's I think the game it's really smooth. It's a really nice game, but the thing that made me never get into it is just that it's a bit of a chaos. There's grunts going around. You can't really tell the difference between who's grunts and who's pilots. And then there's a little too much that's going on. That's just always been my take on it. But I always felt like the controls are really good. The Titan steers very well. So I'm interested to see how this one is going to play. And, we'll figure that out this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, because I did see some concepts of what they added and stuff like that, and I did see some coverage like gameplay-wise and different YouTubers that I watched, let alone sponsored videos in general. Right. But regardless, it looks interesting. I'm looking forward to playing the beta once it rolls out this weekend.
Right. And all the gameplay was on a PS4, just to rub it in that now it's also on PS4.
Understandable, let alone a Xbox YouTube channel that I subscribe to. Well, they do cover Xbox related things, but it's called Outside Xbox because they cover outside of Xbox, so you get the channel name there. But regardless, they had to record PlayStation 4 footage on most of their games, let alone Titanfall 2 in general, which is understandable. I
thought Outside Xbox was only an Xbox site.
No, they do some things outside of Xbox, if you get what I'm trying to say.
That would be like I made a podcast called Not Gaming Related Podcast, and I discuss everything that isn't gaming related.
Main.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, that'll be exciting to see that. What do you think? Did you see anything from the Battlefield 1 game, though?
No, I didn't watch the EA conference stream, which I didn't even know about, let alone Microsoft in general not doing one, but I didn't watch much things, but I'm looking forward to the open beta when it comes out at August 31st, but I do not know if I'll be able to get early access, because I did sign up for the insider thing that it's because I followed them on Twitter, you see, and they've been saying, "Oh, make sure you sign up and get early access, blah 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 blah," and all that hibby stuff, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, so I just saw 2 minutes of a trailer or something. So really, not a lot of new information there. Most of the stuff I've seen from Gamescom so far has just been reconfirming. Yep, that game is coming. Yeah, Battlefield 1 is coming. Yeah, I know Titanfall 2 is coming. Yeah, I know Record is coming. Yeah, Gears of War. Yep, looks great. So not a whole lot of new announcements besides Surge. But I actually did notice there was this game called Metal Gear Survive.
Oh yes, I do have a friend who's a big Metal Gear fan, but she's a bit disappointed in the whole concept, let alone... It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird concept, let alone the whole Konami and Hideo thing. I know, I do not know if Hideo Kojima is not working on it no more, but I know what you get what I'm trying to say. Like Konami in general, I don't know why they're doing this sort of spin-off type thing to the Metal Gear franchise.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm going to have to play a bit of a devil's advocate, because now there's a bandwagon thing, right? Oh no, Konami is making this new game without Kojima. Oh my god, it's terrible, So here's the thing, right? He left less than a year ago. Obviously, they must have worked on this for quite a while, I assume. Maybe not. Maybe this was a decision that was done after he left. But it just seems like more of the kind of the bandwagon thing, Konami's gone to shit after this. I could totally see this being something they would have made even under Kojima's helm. They made Metal Gear Skating under Kojima's name, right? I mean, so a zombie game, I don't see... And yeah, I didn't do quite my research on the skating thing. It could be some third-party thing, but that was...
Sorry, carry on.
You can carry on.
No, I was going to say that I know what you mean, because it was inbuilt on Metal Gear Solid 2 Submission. I forgot what it's called, but it had this game bit into the game, but I know what you mean.
Oh, that was just I thought that was its own game, wasn't it?
No, it was inbuilt into the game. I think it was an Easter egg or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, but still silly. I mean, skateboarding silly, zombies silly. So it's totally something that could have been done under Kojima's helm. But anyways, it could really go anyway. It could be good. It could be bad. It's probably gonna suck. But it's I'm not gonna jump on the whole bandwagon thing like that. Just because Kojima's gone now, everything's going to shit.
Yeah, I can understand by their point of views, but it did bother me.
Look, it's less than a year since Metal Gear Solid 5, so it came out. So there's no reason to complain that they're just doing a spin-off now. just wanting to make another game based off the engine. There will be a Metal Gear Solid 6, and it won't have Kojima, and it could be good.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
So it's just kind of odd that, people are complaining about that. Complain about Metroid Prime Federation Force. That game came out how long after Metroid Prime 3? Like, when it's been a long-ass time, and then you get a spin-off, then you can complain. It's been less than a year since Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. Expect some spin-offs. That's what always happens. A big game comes out, then a spin-off comes out shortly after, just to, cash in on the engine. That's what always happens.
I know what you're trying to say, because there are a variety of games out there that have, like, spin-offs of their franchise to be able to cash in some money. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Super Mario 3D World came out, and then the Captain Toad game came out I think just a year after that, cashing in on that engine. When you make an engine, you gotta make a little spin-off just based off of that engine. There will be a Metal Gear Solid 6. It could be good, it could be bad, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Indeed, I know what you're trying to say in general.
Right. But anyways, is there anything more you want to cover before we leave?
No, nothing, to be honest, really. I just would like to see, even though I didn't
You just want to get out of here. You just want to start installing Titanfall 2.
No, well, I didn't know when it's available yet, but I'll get round to it later on and today. But what I was going to say in general is, usually I just watch the whatever conference that they was going to do this year, let alone Microsoft skipped out on it, and I didn't know EA was going to do one, let alone the spam fest that I got through Battlefield's Twitter. But what I'm going to say is, though, it didn't kind of bother me, mostly E3, Gamescom, because usually I talk a bit about it in my videos, but not as much as I would do if they did a conference, so to say. But Gamescom doesn't kind of bother me compared to E3, so to say.
Right. Okay, yeah. What the hell is this? Yeah, I'm just searching up Gamescom, basically just seeing if there's anything more. I think we covered most of it, though. Oh, the Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Trilogy remaster is most likely happening, maybe. I think there was some Bioshock. Yeah, everything's getting remastered, so there's really no news there. This whole thing was just reconfirm. That's what they should call it. Because there were no news, it's just reconfirm, this is coming. Reconfirm, this is coming. Shitcom. That's what it should be.
Yeah, just want to remind you that these things are coming out, It's just a shame they didn't announce. Well, I know they announced like that, thing you mentioned, that game, whatever new IP you said about, which is understandable. It's nice that they showcase some things there, but they should really announce some other things. Let alone, it's nice that we get more information, like trailers and gameplay, so to say. We could announce a little something. Let alone, who knows?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we've already known about so many freaking games coming out this fall. I think if we got anything more announced, I think that would just make us our heads dizzy. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing the news. It's just a lot of reconfirmed stuff. True. Oh, did you see the smell-o-vision thing for?
Oh, that was funny though. Let alone, it's nice that we see
South Park brings smell-o-vision and more farts to Gamescom.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw that trailer, and I did see the gameplay trailer for Gamescom also, but it's just the same concept that we all know. But I'm looking forward to that game regardless when it comes out in December.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool. I never picked up the first one, but I might pick up this one.
Regardless, even though I'm not much of a South Park fan myself, but it's still a good game, stick of truth is.
Oh, that's ironic, because I love South Park, and I haven't played that game.
You should.
I'm not into turn-based RPGs, that's my problem.
Even though I don't play much turn-based RPGs, let alone other games like Super Mario, Super Paper Mario, I was getting my words mixed up, Super Paper Mario and all that,
right.
But still...
Yeah, that's not a turn-based RPG, though.
Well, you know what I mean. Some games like for game, most games that have certain aspects of gameplay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up. That was no shitcom.
Well, and us ranting in general.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just nice to get some more footage of stuff, and it's nice to talk about these non-news.
Yeah, let alone discussing this with you anyways, let alone, like I said beforehand, Gamescom doesn't appeal to me, but it's nice we'll get some more information, let alone announcements as it is.
Yeah, it's true. But anyways, yeah, it's been nice talking to you, and I think we'll call it a day.
Yeah, right? We'll call it a day. I'm gonna start downloading Titanfall 2 when it comes out. Anyways, layers.
Later, bye.
Bye.